Sample vehicle for today is going to be a 1995 F250 with a Powerstroke. I would call this piece probably the upper plenum. This part here hooks to the turbo. This part here pushes into the lower plenum on the right hand side, and this part here pushes into the lower plenum on the left hand side. So this is a good general area to pull your boost sample from. So what I went ahead and did was drilled. What I went ahead and did was used this 1/2 inch drill bit to drill out a hole in the front of this. So there's a good look at the fitting from the back side. So basically I put it where you could still get to it and put a wrench on it on the back side. And on the front side it looks something like this. So basically what I did was I didn't have any of these pieces. This one here on the tip is incredibly important, this little tiny one right here. As you can see, it steps down to quite larger. It goes from, I think this is 1/8 inch into 1/4 inch, and then this is a 1/4 inch fitting. Basically what I did here was, instead of having it come straight out off the front, I put this 90 on here. I put this 90 on here so that where it comes off, it turns. So the boost cord can now come off here and head towards the cab of the truck. Okay, so what I did here to get that 1/4 inch fitting in is I took this 1/2 inch drill bit and put a hole right here. Then I wrapped the fitting with several really good layers of high strength Teflon tape. Then I began to slowly thread the 1/4 inch fitting in with the Teflon tape in it. It threads, it sticks, it gets in there tight. Then I put some RVT silicone. I put a nice bead of RVT silicone. I put a nice bead of RVT around it and continued to thread it in. Then after I got it a good ways in, I took a 1/4 inch cap. I took a 1/4 inch plumbing cap, brass, and I drilled a 3/8 inch hole on the inside of it. I then took the cap with a 9/16 socket, and I stuck the socket on an extension in there, and I screwed the cap on the back to tighten it up against the housing. So now it's all nice and pinched in there. I did some pressure testing. It does not leak. So basically, wherever you want to start out at, I would say almost every boost gauge is going to have an assortment of fittings. If you're starting at 1/4 inch pipe thread, the hole you want to make in your device is a 1/2 inch to start threading that piece in. Now, I did this on a Super Duty diesel truck, but there are several vehicles out there that do not have a check spout in the boost system to hook a gauge to, and you need to plumb a piece. So this will work for any metal piece that you have in your array. So however the boost comes out of the front of the turbo, wherever you want to measure your boost at, there's most likely a metal piece somewhere in there that you can plumb a 1/4 inch fitting into. Again, 1/4 inch pipe thread, 1/2 inch drill bit, screwed it right in there, put some thread tape on it, threaded it in, put a little bit of this RVT silicone on it, threaded it in a couple more turns, flipped it over, put the fitting on the other side that I drilled out a 3/8 inch hole in a 1/4 inch pipe fitting in the cap, the 1/4 inch threaded on pipe cap. I drilled a hole out in the back of it, and then screwed the cap on from the back to tighten it up against the assembly. Now the whole thing's in here tight and it doesn't leak, and I now have the little spout that I need to hook my little compression fittings up. If you look here, there's a little cone and a little cap with the hole in it. It goes right on here, and with those two pieces you can compression fit your piece of tube in here to run to your gauge so that you can get an accurate boost reading right at the plenum. This is going to tell me exactly what the turbo's putting out at the top side. Okay, so as you can see, I have it all reassembled. Right here is where we plumbed in my boost gauge. The truck already had it mounted in the cab and had this line coming in, but someone had hooked it up to the vacuum system and not the boost. So we fixed that and plumbed in this upper plenum. Now, this placement is just about borderline. You want to try to get it as high up here as you can get it. If I could have moved this up a little more, I would have. I didn't think about it in forethought. My lid for my fuel filter in the fuel bowl barely clears. I mean, it barely clears. So try to get this 90, this 1/4 inch street 90, up as high as you can on this upper plenum. And that does it for installing a boost gauge.